Welcome to the Mood Pod with ASJ
and Tunmi.
On the Mood Pod, we'll be discussing various issues of life and how to apply mindfulness and positive thinking.
We hope these conversations positively influence you and cause a shift in your life.
So, on today's episode, we'll be discussing how, passion can translate into success. And does passion always translate into success, or should people just find a skilled profession or focus on a 9 to 5, or that?
We have always been lied to or told when we're younger that, oh yes, you need to follow your passion so you can make money, you can make something of yourself in life. But it's not always true. I personally don't think so.
Okay, so to help us figure this out and understand more, we have a young entrepreneur that is excelling greatly in his field. He has done so many great things, in such a young age. His industries range from entertainment to real estate and tech. His businesses are Dre Entertainment, Phoniex Distro, and Dre Relators. Please join us as we welcome Mr. Adefioye. Dare. Welcome, Dare.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Having me on the show.
Yes, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. The episode today is talking about, I know when we spoke earlier prior to this episode, how you started with your business in entertainment, and you told us about how you started from school, organizing events from school, and that has blown into so many things, from talent management to running events to so much more, building people's, in the entertainment careers and businesses. So you're doing so much more, and you did that from following your passion, something you're passionate about, something you like doing. So what do you think about the idea that people have and say, yes, so that's following your passion is a scam and it doesn't actually pay? What would you say? What would you say about that?
Well, for me, I don't think following a passion is a scam. I just feel like when you want to follow your passion and you want to be successful, then you have to be hardworking and consistent at what you're doing. So it's not just by following your passion and then you'll be successful. There's like a process to everything in life, right? So in as much as you're passionate about something, you also need to put in that work to have great results. So that's it for me. That's what has worked for me over the years.
Okay, well, I was going to ask, what was that driving? What was that reason that you wake up every day and say, this is what I want to keep doing? You've been doing entertainment since you were in school, and then you've moved from hosting parties here in Nigeria all the way to Dubai. What was that thing that just kept you moving, saying, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm meant to do? Let me use that word. Because you've always had that passion, but it's always easy to fall off. It's easy to get tired, especially when things are not really going your way or you're expecting so much. What's that thing that kept driving you?
Well, I think the drive for me was just not to be idle and to have a source of living and not depend on my parents. And when I tried it the first time when I was in secondary school, I made some money. So I was like, if I could make some money at that age, then I could keep doing this thing and then keep it going. And then I tried it again when I was in uni. It worked again. So what better way?
Yeah, but then Darren, you know that there's a lot of people too that have passions, right?
Yes.
And
They're working as hard as well.
I feel like they work equally as hard. Maybe not as hard, because we never really know until you're really in there. But they do, or claim at least, to work hard. And some of them don't meet those expectations, right? Like I know a few people that are passionate about music.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, in fact, from secondary school, I know a lot of people that wanted to go into rap and all of these things. And I remember them rapping from school. Some of them actually went off to try and do some big, like invested a lot of money and all of that, but they never just seemed to break through. I even know a few people that are still in the industry now trying to get ahead. Is it a thing of time and chance, or is it that some people you just know that maybe this is your passion thing, or you might be passionate about it, but you're not really talented in it?
Yeah.
Like, is it a factor of you being passionate about something and having the skill for it, or is it just time and chance? Is it just luck? Is it just grace?
I think there's a lot of factors that would actually make one to be successful. Yeah. So it doesn't just depend on skill, right? Grace is also involved, right? And sometimes people don't. Not everyone believes that God, has to play a big role in your life for you to actually advance to the next level.
Yeah.
But I believe in God, so
No problem.
that's what works for me. Some other people might believe in just their skill. Some other people might believe in meeting
network.
people, right? Their network, exactly. So it's different factors, and for me, everything just aligned,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's how I can't say, I can't tell any entrepreneur now to follow my path or follow a certain path or follow a certain direction. Everybody's direction or path would be different,
Different, yeah.
significant to whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can't really give you a certain answer
Yeah.
or a specific answer to that, but it's a whole lot
Yeah.
involved, the craft, mastering your craft, speaking to the right people, those people have to, you know, consistently support you to actually
Yes.
move you up.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Even while we were speaking, I also remember my own journey, right? You remember I was doing,
Yeah.
still doing, hopefully, but I came in thinking I was going to do fashion as a thing, like that would
Yeah.
be my thing. I felt like I used to say I have a passion for fashion. It's such a cheesy slogan. Well, I used to say that, right? And that was my thing. That's what I felt was my thing, right? And I came back to Nigeria and I was pushing this tailoring fashion thing, right? And no doubt, I'm good at it. I'm a creative, right? I'm good at it. But then it took me a point for me to just say, you know what, I can't deal with, going to people, taking measurements, doing adjustments and all of that. I don't like that. And so I spoke to an older friend, a family friend, and I said to him, I was like, I don't know if I'm so passionate about this thing if I'm not passionate about everything that has to do with it. Because obviously managing people, having to deal with tailors, having to deal with customers and all of that is part of the fashion, right?
Right.
So if I'm not able to deal with all of that, if I'm not able to put myself out there like that, then am I really passionate about this fashion thing? And then I had to now start searching deep within myself. And sometimes we can like a lot of things. And especially with creatives too. Like there's so much that you can be interested in and you can be passionate about. But then, it's one thing to feel like you're passionate about something, and then it's another thing to look at yourself and look at the patterns like Dre did. Dre studied the patterns. He liked to party. He liked to host, events, even from secondary school. And unlike me, that I didn't realize what was my core nature, he picked that up instantly and ran with it, right? As much as he liked partying, and he could have said, oh, my passion is music, so I'm going to be a rapper. But he didn't think about it from that aspect. He was like, I like partying and I'm good at organizing parties. And I think so that's another thing is in understanding what passion is. I don't know what you
Right.
guys think.
Well, to understand what you're passionate about, you need to do it a few times to know if it's something that you would like, right?
Yeah.
And then the joy that comes after it is what will determine whether you are really passionate about it or not. So for me, that's how I checkmate things like that, like, okay, I want to do this thing, I go for it, and then afterwards, how do I feel about it? Even if I don't win, for instance, if I fail, because when I used to do events back then, it wasn't just like I was winning all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I failed, but then I still kept on going. So it was like the end point and then the fulfillment that comes with it. So that's what would actually make you understand if you're passionate or not.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I feel like you would have to go through challenges with this thing called passion. You like something, you really want it, you've thought about it, you dream about it, you eat sleep shit about it. When these challenges come, when these problems come, are you able to scale through them? I feel like that's when you actually know if you really like this thing, because there's some things that you really want to do, and once you just see how hectic the process is, it's like, you know what? I beg, I'm not doing this thing. I'm not interested in this anymore. And I would ask you, Dari, the challenges you faced while, when you started, when you got to like the peak, obviously not like the peak, yes, but like at the time when you got to the peak point where you realized that, oh yes, this is actually it.
Yeah.
How were you able to scale through those things? Like,
Yeah,
and I know I asked you what was the driving
2020,
force. Yes,
yeah.
but then now, what challenges did you face, and
Yes.
how were you able to scale through those things?
Yeah.
So I faced a lot of challenges, financial challenges, having to have the right team behind whatever brand I was trying to push, and then obviously public support. So these were the most challenging part of the whole process for me. But then how I scaled through was just the resilience to not give up, and I just always wanted to win. So even if I fail today, tomorrow I want to win, so I keep trying, right? So yeah,
I
that's
remember
it.
I remember you told us the story about how you felt in 2020
Yeah,
when COVID hit.
yes, that was
Yeah,
And there's
like,
such an eye opener. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
more.
yeah, it was a big eye opener. I was
I don't
like,
think anybody ever realized that thing could actually happen. Like the world would be on full stop mode.
Yes.
Nothing like halt. Like
Yes.
full stop. No nightlife. It affected every single business.
Yeah.
And for entertainment, I mean, that's the way we relax
So the
here.
worst hit, yeah.
I don't know about outside, but like in Nigeria, that's how we relax. That's how we
Yes.
just want to unwind
Unwind.
after a long, stressful, even if it's just a sad situation, we
Yes.
always want to relax and entertain ourselves. So, us not having that, then the entertainment industry, like what they were even facing through themselves, it's like,
yes.
did this, whoever thought this could happen?
Yeah.
That alone is a challenge.
yeah,
Because some people, I'm sure they've fallen off. They never recovered from that
yeah,
loss.
Yes.
true.
They've
That's
gone.
Yes,
very,
yes,
And
that's
they've
yes.
looked
facts.
for something else to do.
Yeah, a lot of people business. That's what I'm saying. And the thing is that, like you said, right? Jerry was already peak, like at the time,
time.
when COVID
COVID
hit.
hit, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then taking that blow.
It's really a blow, you know.
So it was like an eye opener, like I had to reinvent, like come back stronger with a better plan, better team. So the whole time during the COVID period, because I wasn't making money from what I usually do, I had to, re-strategize, and that really helped me in terms of business, not just in the entertainment space.
Yeah.
And I was able to pick up myself real fast when everything opened up again, and now we're here. So
We thank God. We thank God.
yeah,
I remember you mentioned that, once you took that drop, right, during that period, considering how popular you had become, how influential you had become, the shift with people's characters at that point, it was drastic. I know you said that if some people shocked you, like
Yeah.
at that point when shit was hitting the fan, excuse my French, when things were hitting the fan, yeah, that's some people that you expected to be there weren't there. How did that feel?
well, in life there's always ups and downs. So I felt like that was one of my down moments, and then I picked up myself. It was just like, people that you feel have your back 100% now end up showing you their real colors. So you just understand life and move on from that.
So I want to ask a question here. Those people then, just like two questions. Are you still seeing them every day? Are you still talking to
Yeah,
them
I still
now?
see them, but
And do they still want to be, with you? They don't want to
maybe,
associate
but
themselves
me,
with
I
you.
don't.
Boundaries. That's it
Yeah,
now.
so that's
Once
the
you show
thing.
me who you are,
You
I
create a
don't have
boundary,
beef with you.
yeah.
But
But
if they bring like a business that you feel like it's profitable and you want
Yeah.
in, would you still do
Then
business?
that means the process must be bulletproof.
very
like,
rigid, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's it.
Because
Yeah.
because if you're doing business, you can't be playing with your money.
Yeah.
Most especially if somebody shows you that they can burn you.
Exactly.
Yeah. You get pull out all your legal team, and that's the thing. So it's also important. I think in Nigeria we don't do that a lot. Like when we start businesses, we don't get lawyers involved. We just we like to do things like oh, this is not my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my
that's
friend.
true.
Oh, this is that. And we don't do all those
Paperwork.
Checks and balances.
paperwork. And I think it's really, really important actually that we put it out there that people actually do need to check
Very
to
important.
make sure that no matter how close people are, you can never predict somebody else's, how somebody else is going to handle situations.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might not even be from a place of malice. So it's for them, wherever they are in their life at that point, they're like, I have to do this thing to save my own head
Exactly.
now. So you are on the receiving end and you don't even know what motivates them to betray you or to do all of that. So you can't actually, so I've learned not to trust people to always be a certain way or to be, because really, can you even trust yourself to be that for other people?
Because actually, if you were put in a similar position, you do almost the same thing. You save
Who
yourself
knows?
first.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's a saying in the Bible
Yeah.
that the heart of man is desperately wicked.
Yes.
And no one can know it. So
Yes.
you're a man, she's a man, I'm a man.
I think, so I'm going to ask again, all right? In the whole idea of purpose and finding your purpose and, building something from your purpose, right? What would you say how do you say support system helps with that? Because I know in situations where you have a vision or a dream to do something, some people will come and say, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time here?
Exactly.
And it can be demoralizing, right? But having the right support system actually goes a long way. How did you benefit from that?
From support system, right?
Yes.
Well, I had to understand the people around me and put like on a scale of preference, like where each person, adds value to my life. So I feel like when you can identify the people around you and what roles they play in your lives, then you'll be able to know who you need and who you don't need. So that was it for me. Like I was able to identify the people in my corner, people that have my back 100%, and I went with them.
Yeah. So who's your greatest support system?
Oh, my mom. Yeah, my mom and my dad actually. Yeah.
How did both of them contribute in their own way to support you?
Financially, with prayers, with advice. Like not everyone can wake up every day and call you and advise you, but when you keep hearing those things, it makes you, it gives you some sort of like motivation, like in every way, like you feel whole.
Yeah.
So, but people that don't, like, I lost my dad, so but I still have my mom, so at least she's still there to give me all of those things every now and then. But they are like the biggest support system I have. Yeah, my parents.
Initially, when you told them that this is what you wanted to do, what was their initial reaction?
Oh, they were not really keen on it, obviously, because you know how entertainment is, nightlife,
Exactly.
you're going out at night. Nobody really wants you to do all of that. But when I became financially stable and I started supporting them from my own finances, they were like, oh, okay, so this can actually put bread on your table. So roll with it. And even as much as I was doing it and making money from it, my dad still wanted me to get some sort of like professional certifications and all that, and which I did, and I'm glad I did that before he passed. So
It's actually
yeah,
good because you have a backing. Should in case another COVID situation should hit, you have someone to
exactly.
fall back on. You won't just streamline yourself to entertainment or
Right.
one thing that you're doing. So, Dare, you've spoken about your professional life, where you have been professionally. Now we're going to delve into personal. We can have everything in this life that will set us up for success, but I feel like the most important thing, it should be number one, is character, your behavior, your attitude. So I want to ask, like, who was Dare then, and how did that Dare help Dare to be who he was then? Like, how did he contribute to your journey then? And who's Dare now? And I know you're in the process, you're obviously growing, you're learning each day who you are. There's so many things that you learn and unlearn, right? So how has Dare then influenced Dare now? Or is Dare then just Dare then, full stop, door closed, and you totally reinvented yourself personally as well?
So change is constant, right?
Yeah.
So obviously I had to change over time. Who I am now is different from who I was in 2019 or 2020, right? Or even last year. So I've changed. I had to draw closer to God. I had to be more observant. I had to be more humble. So, there are key things I had to do to mold myself into who I am today. So over the years, I had to, learn things that will help me in the business world. Read a lot of books to gain more knowledge as well. So these are the things. These are the things that helped me. Just personal stuff like just knowing how to talk to people, knowing the right choice of words, stuff like that.
Were you, let me say, back then, were you rather rash or very direct, or was there something that you feel like you have improved on from who you were then? It's still present in you now, but you've just refined it.
I wasn't rational at all. I don't think I've ever been that kind of person. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think what I picked out from this point here is that, some people say when you become successful, you become arrogant or
Yes,
pompous.
your real self comes
yes.
out.
For Dari learns that once I have a platform, I have to be more, accessible. I have to be more understanding. I have to be more empathic, and that's a really important lesson. I really think that, from today's pod, what I would take home is that your passion can actually lead to success. You need to put in hard work. You need to surround yourself with the right support system and, grace, stay spiritual, stay, prayerful, believe at the end of the day, there is a higher power, however you address the higher power, however you connect with the higher power, whatever religion you're from, connect with that, and then you begin to find yourself. I also learned how Dare says, with understanding what you're passionate about, you have to keep trying different things and seeing how you feel after every time you do it. So don't just say I'm passionate about something because you like it. Are you really passionate about it? And if you really are, put in the hard work, and like Dare, the sky is your footstool. All right, guys, remember, stay positive. Remember, positivity is key to a sound life. Thank you for being here with us. It's ASJ.
And to me,
Thank you, Dre.
Thank you so much for
All
having
right.
me.
All right.
Thank you. I enjoyed this actually. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.